Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury's Media Day press conference has just concluded, and it wasn't the most over-the-top entertaining press conference in the world. However, there's a few things I really want to talk about and really want to get your guys' opinions on. Anyway, first of all, getting straight into it. I haven't made a video in about 6 days. Sorry, I just haven't. I was going to make a video on Oliveira versus Dariush, but then it's like, I feel like, I don't know, I just haven't really had anything to speak about. However, I'm here now. The press conference has just concluded, and I want to hear your thoughts on everything that was said. If you guys watched the press conference, you obviously know what I'm referring to. However, we'll get into it from the start. They do the typical thing of having a few other fighters on the card talk, moving on to like people's opinions on the fight, and Derek Chisora being the main promoter behind the fight, and the middleman. The first thing that annoyed me about the press conference, Derek Chisora didn't even know the fight was 8 rounds. He thought it was 12 rounds. And it's like, you're getting probably paid a fortune at the end of your career to come and like basically watch the fight and just talk about the fight. And whenever he's speaking about the fight, it's like, have you ever watched Tommy Fury box? He called Tommy Fury passive, a passive technical boxer. Tommy Fury is the opposite of passive. He's a very high volume fighter. And somewhat not technical, but I mean, like, and even Tommy Fury was a bit like, oh, he kind of tilted his head like to think a little bit, like, is he passive? I don't think he's passive. And even Jake Paul went, because Tommy Fury is the opposite of passive. The whole thing everybody's predicting Tommy Fury is because of the pressure and the volume he applies towards his opponents. Second of all, now this is a bit of a touchy subject for me, right? What happened to maybe getting somebody like, I don't know, Vidal Riley? Maybe somebody along the lines of, not KSI, but maybe someone like Slim, Saul Pal. Yes, they fight for Misfits, and we're not wanting to really speak about Misfits today, but somebody who is a fan of boxing and knows Jake Paul's career and Tommy Fury's career, or even maybe an Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn would be better at it, but we're choosing Derek Chisora, who most likely has no brain cells left. Maybe it's a pity thing. I don't know what it's about. I don't like it. I really don't like Derek Chisora being the middleman. I feel like he's a bit disabled, maybe. There's a bit like, man, he's not disabled, but he most likely could be. He would get away with it. Anyway, moving on. John Fury started off the press conference being lovely to Jake Paul, being a very nice guy, being a very respectful guy, saying like he's no animosity towards him, respecting him, thanking him for the opportunity, etc. Saying that the whole incident before of him taking his shirt off, etc. was just to promote the fight, and wasn't a big deal at all. He was just promoting the fight, and right enough, he can say what he wants, and we can believe what we want. I think John Fury is a crazy motherfucker, but him being mental, screaming at Jake Paul is just part of promotion. We don't have to worry about that anyway. And I was like, it's weird, and you would see John and Tommy smirking at each other during the whole thing. I was writing off like father and son having a little giggle, and then Jake Paul started speaking, saying he's going to get exposed for head movement and stuff. And another thing about Derek Chisora, while I'm thinking about it, for his first question to Jake is essentially how he's going to get it done, how he thinks the fight's going to go. Jake Paul answers it, says, he's got no head movement, he's going to get exposed, I'm here to win, like I've got more, I want this more, I've got more reason of why I'm here, why I'm working so hard. He's saying he outworks Tommy Fury, all this. 6 minutes later, microphone goes back to Jake. Derek Chisora goes, so Jake, how do you think this fight's going to go? How do you think you're going to win the fight? And Jake Paul literally went, well, I've already answered that at the start, but he's saying about Anderson Silva, like it was so weird, and it was like I didn't like all the bases were covered, all the topics were covered, and the questions were answered. And Tommy Fury, I thought answered them very well. He didn't seem too nervous. I thought he looked nervous sitting still, but when he got speaking, he was kind of talking himself up. I think it made him feel a little bit better, because obviously this is his biggest stage he's ever been on. He's probably feeling it a little bit, because I was feeling nervous for him. I was feeling nervous for Tommy Fury just because he should win. And if he doesn't look perfect, then if it's a tough fight for both guys, both of their aspirations for the future are done. Regardless, I think it could be a massive lose-lose for both guys if it's a good fight, if it's competitive. Anyway, I want to say this. This is the big talking point of the video. I know you've been waiting for it. You might not have been. Jake Paul says, well, if you're so confident, let's put a little bet on. This was after Tommy Fury said, "Look me in the eyes" to Jake Paul. They looked at each other in the eyes, and he said he's 100% going to demolish him inside of 4 rounds. There won't even be a competition, and then he'll go be a world champion. I fucking love this marketing technique of Jake Paul. These bets that he puts on, so fucking hilarious. He was like, I was hoping he would do the Tommy Fumbles thing. I said, change your name to Tommy Fumbles if you lose, and that would be fucking hilarious. Can you imagine Tommy's Instagram name being like Tommy Fumbles? Oh my god, that would just be hilarious. Anyway, second of all, Jake Paul says to him, "Look, if you're so confident, if you win, I will double your purse. However, bear in mind, I think Tommy Fury's getting like 2.5 million, so he gets 5 million. Then he said, however, if you lose and I win, I get to keep what I'm giving you. Because it's essentially coming out of Jake Paul's company's pocket, this money. And Jake Paul, another point he made at the press conference was, look, the only reason he's showing up this time is because this is the most money we've offered him, and it's significantly more. I don't think he should have given Tommy Fury another chance. I think he should have went and fought Nate Diaz. It's probably an easier fight as well. Mainly because Tommy Fury has wasted the company so much money, booking Madison Square Garden, booking all this type of stuff. It's a waste of money, essentially. However, Tommy Fury then goes, "Oh, you're a shithouse, what are you standing up for?" Standing up, completely ignores Jake Paul, completely ignores him, to the point where the crowd were even like, answer the fucking question. And John Fury at this point is just sat kind of looking around. Then he goes, "That's a deal, we accept." And then Tommy Fury turns and looks at him, going like, smiling, like, yeah, and he plays up to it. That, in my mind, wow. And Jake Paul was like, we've got it in writing, and if you don't sign it, that's proof that you're a fraud. And it's like, Tommy Fury can't even be like, oh no, but I've paid for my camp, I've paid for this. Because he said it. 100% he's going to win. And if he's not confident enough, if he wins, he'll get 5 million, around that, most likely. And if he loses, he gets nothing. Winner takes all situation, but John Fury was the one who accepted it. John Fury was the one who was like, yep, we'll do it. That is absolutely crazy. Tommy Fury is going to hate his father if he loses. You're missing out on a massive payday if something goes wrong, for example. Can you imagine he breaks his hand or he gets hit with a jab and his orbital bone goes funny or something weird things happen. Wow. What a day. What a fight this will be, hopefully. The build-up's been very good so far. Everybody seems to be speaking about it. I'm sitting watching TV. I was watching the football last night and it comes up in the corner. Tune in this Sunday. I was like, this is a massive fight. That's what they do for the UFC. That's what they do. This is a massive fight. This is crazy. But anyway, that's all I really have to say. I'm going to make an official prediction tomorrow night. Or on Saturday morning, I think. Or Saturday night. And we will speak about it more towards the time. However, I am very much looking forward to the fight. I'm very much looking forward to the outcome. I'm looking forward to it in general. As a contest, I can see Jake Paul winning. I'm not even going to lie. I can see Jake Paul getting it done. I just feel like Tommy Fury should win the fight, but I feel like his legs are going to go jelly and he will shit himself. And I think he'll win the early rounds and Jake Paul might win a decision or catch him in the later rounds. Jake Paul hasn't really... I know it's been a while since we've last seen him. I think it was October, which isn't that long ago. I really want him to make some adjustments. He needs to fix a few things. He's kind of like leaning with his jab and it's got no power behind it, no snap. And he just kind of throws that overhand over the top. But we'll see what happens. Thank you very much for watching. Give me your thoughts on the press conference. I thought it was a good showing from both guys. They both spoke very well. However, the ending kind of has surprised me a lot and it's made me think, oh, Tommy needs to be very careful here. Thank you. Goodbye.